Guys, today we're just going to set a new project. It's going to help you with your digital skills and your drawing and concept skills. So I want it to, it's going to be called Monograms. And what I want it to do is you to sketch out your initials, okay, in various ways, using negative and positive space, using quite nice letter forms, okay, so it'll explore lots of typography. And then we're going to digitize it in Illustrator, and I will show up a video of how to do that. If you haven't got Illustrator, don't worry, don't fret, okay? I will help you. As long as we get some kind of tentative, kind of beautiful drawing done, either as a line sketch or painted in with gouache, okay, or a marker, then you can pass it to me, and then we'll do a video together of how to do this, okay? So don't stress. It's just going to help you with some digital skills as well. I'm going to click on a presentation now. Okay, it's this one here. I'll just expand it. Okay, so it's just covering the screen slightly. There you go. So, introduction to monograms. So the following presentation is designed as a support to your monogram. It provides a brief history of monograms and also some examples of commercial logo types that are based on monograms. This exercise is designed to extend your understanding of letter forms, explore positive and negative space, and improve your draftsmanship and creative crafting skills. Okay, here are some early forms of letter forms or monograms. They are, well, a few hundred years old to say the least. These are carvings, okay, stonemasons. Stonemasons used to work on, obviously, buildings back in the day, and every time they chipped or carved a stone, even a brick, okay, large lumps of granite or sandstone, they would be paid for it. So they would put their mark, and these are some of the marks that they used to use. We go down to a more intricate monogram using a series of letters, at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I can see. There's an E, a G, a W, an M, and a H. This one's really intricate and would suggest it was probably from about the late Victorian Edwardian period when this was really quite fashionable. And it's the kind of thing you see on signet rings. And this, of course, is the assay stamps, not assay stamps, hallmark stamps that were employed by gold and silversmiths. Funny enough, an anchor means Birmingham hallmark, which is strange because it's nowhere near the sea, but there you go. Again, these are quite elegant Edwardian monograms. Very classic looking, very simplistic. We can see that the one in the middle here is an A and a D, and the crossbar here that strikes through the center of the A is part of the D. So this is something you might also explore, okay? Again, using negative and positive space, colouring the background or not colouring the background. Maybe you might encompass your monogram into a shape or a form, a circle, a square, a triangle, whatever you feel. Again, this example is well crafted. It's well balanced as well, using a square area, but you can't see that it's a square because it's not been drawn in, but you know it's there. If you squint your eyes, I can see you all doing it, you'll notice that there is a square. There we go. Rolls-Royce, very classic, okay? Rolls was founded by Charles Stuart Rolls and Henry Royce in 1906. The grille of the Rolls-Royce is a classic Grecian or Roman shape. Okay, these kind of symbolize the pillars, this piece of stone or metalwork, and of course the Flying Lady. But the Rolls-Royce, this monogram, is a sign of luxury. It's very classic, kind of Art Deco of the period. Moving on to about 1471 to 1528. Albert Dürer, the printmaker and engraver. This is present on all of his monograms, bottom right hand corner. Sorry, etchings, not monograms. And this is his monogram, A and D. Gill Sans, typographer. If anyone's going to get it right, surely it should be him. This is Gill, Eric Gill Sands, seeing as the G. Very simple. Okay. Monogram, Circa 1920s. Again, the 20s, very thin. Okay, we accent with the thicker line on the bowl here. So we've got this kind of really elegant Edwardian style. Then we get the monogram of the 1940s and 50s, this kind of ribbon effect. And we go to the 60s, we start seeing chunky monograms. I guess there's a real famous one, and the designer slips my mind, but he did a logo called Mother and Child. If you check that in, Mother and Child logo, hopefully it's still around on the internet. It was quite clever. Now we get to the clever stuff. These are using your negative and positive space. Okay, so we got the T and the N, very clever. Okay, we got the H and the G, equally just as good. Okay, we got some letters going on here. What's this? Is this an A and then an S? Yeah, I'd say it was an A and S, or S and A. We got an R and a P and a D and an R. So when you're doing this project, you know, you've got to have some typefaces up in front of you, or an understanding of typefaces. If this was Hugh Bird, I'd have typeface books and lots of examples. Unfortunately, I just don't have that. But what I will do is I'll make a PDF of lots of different typefaces for you to look at, okay? And I'll put that up in the files area along with the other files in Andy Jones. Again, we're looking at some really exquisite examples. I would suggest, again, kind of an Edwardian feel. The British larder, Suffolk. Okay, it's very quite trustworthy. Is it foodie? Is it kind of deli Fonseca type place? Fonseca? You know, I think that's what it's trying to be. My favourite logo of all time, the V and A. I love this. I just love the way this A, this bar here, is the actual ampersand, the and. I love that. You've got Volkswagen, okay, there we go. Chanel, very simple but very effective. And of course Louis Vuitton, who have made a career out of actually putting the monogram on everything, from the linings of the tailoring, the suits, to the luggage, famously. Here's some more examples. And this is a repeat pattern, and you are expected to create a repeat. So you'd have your monogram and then create a repeat. I've also put some examples of my own monogram that I did for this exercise called Andy Jones Draws, because I have a website called Andy Jones Draws, and that's that. So here we go, more repeat patterns. That's quite pleasant. And this is how it all starts off, guys. Sketch and draw, draw and sketch, just play. Okay, just get some either graph paper or plain paper and just do lots of ideas. AK. Because I'm not actually playing this PowerPoint as I should be, you're seeing all the nuts and bolts behind it. Okay, AK, very simple, using the bar of the A, the ascender here, to help with the K. Another one for AK. I can hear rumbling outside. Got the kids upstairs on Zoom meetings. Okay, we go AK. This one is using a shadow to help pull out the white space here, this negative area. That's quite clever. And of course, this is where we see them. People create logos. They are identities, they are brand, they are statements, they are marks. This one's clearly from Shutterstock. A and K. This one is overlapping, and we've got the stroke of white on the A and the K there as it comes through on this bar. Beautiful. Okay. That presentation is called Monogram FAD, and it is available in the files area. This one too is my little example that I drafted. This is very simple how you are probably going to do it in the first instance. A, D, J, A, J, D. It's me just playing with lots of little lines, not really kind of focusing on what typeface I'm using. and then I obviously get my typefaces up and I start to look at letter forms, kind of sans serifs, Helvetica, Arial, all kinds of bold type, italic type. I have all that, and maybe you should have that in your folders, in your books, your sketchbooks, examples of typeface. And in the end, there we have it, my first idea. This typeface here is Berliner Grotesque. It's one of my favourite typefaces. I love it because it's very, kind of reminds me of Albrecht Dürer and the way this buckles around, okay? Like almost like a print. And then we get this really crisp AGA, okay? Using the bowl to help pull it out. In the end, I chose this, and this is my kind of first idea. I've got a small, medium, and a large to see how it looks. I've got two of my favourite colours when they work together, and of course that's what I did. I created a repeat pattern, and I used a website called Graphic Burger to help create a kind of a fake, it is fake, print of an A and J and a D. Hello, I've got someone hovering around me. So the background, to create a monogram using my initials. The task was to also create a pattern. Solution, a block image with no intricacy or embellishment, not unlike the Edwardian typefaces that we showed you at the start. This suits my purpose and what I needed with regards to social media and my own website. I never actually used it in the end. My website doesn't allow me to put a monogram on it. Funny that, isn't it? You pay for it and it doesn't even do it for you. I have created a logo palette, sorry, a colour palette that can be used with the monogram. The font used was Berliner Grotesque medium, which I distorted ever so slightly. Okay. Again, this presentation is called Andy Jones Draws. Oops. And it's in the file. Okay. And there is also a brief, as you can see, to help you along with this project. Okay, guys. I'm going to put this all up online now, and then my kid has to get on this computer because he's got a lesson waiting, and that's just life. So, yeah, that's how it works. Catch you in a bit.